All right, yes. Finally, first time of many. Welcome to Manish Podcast, where we, my friend, my bestie, my primo Carl and I are trying to encourage men to be leaders in their community and encourage and embrace their varying roles.
For sure. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, man. We're going to do some great things. We're going to help a lot of young men, some older men make better decisions on the choices that they make in life so that they can live and do better.
Well, you know what?
100%.
Let me just start off, I guess, by saying why do I think this is important and why I want to do it. I actually was at a spot speaking with a friend of mine. He's a guy, a little bit more mature than me in his late 40s, early 50s, and he just had that look in his face. And I told him about the ideas that I had. He and I have been speaking about 2 years, and he just said, "Yes, I need to hear this because you got to talk to these young boys out here. How you can take your wives and take your women and be a man, be a real man, caveman, and grab them by the hair." And I'm like, no, 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 no,
No, no,
no.
no.
That's the opposite. This is not a mannish podcast on how to be a cavemanish. It's how
Right.
to be more mannish, not be so refined and so delicate with things, but no, be a man. Meaning, we are leaders in our community. I think a lot of what goes on is because of the lack of true leadership, the lack of true men to embrace their pains, like he was expressing to me. He was
Right.
mad at his wife, mad at his ex-wife, mad at his girlfriend, and he just wanted a space and a place to vent and just get the man side out of him out. And I said, this is not going to be like that. This is going to be like where you could come with those types of frustrations, with
Right.
those types of real world life
Work it
experience.
out.
And we could speak about how we can work it out for the better. Not work it out to get revenge, not work it out to get someone back, but work it out to be better. Not because we are better if we are examples to follow. Right?
Right.
Go
For
ahead.
sure. For sure. Yeah, I totally agree with that. There's so many men, either they're afraid to be men or they just don't know how. And with those two negatives, it's pushing them to do things that shouldn't be done, or they're giving true men, true gentlemen, a bad name. And the unfortunate thing about that is they're creating these terms like toxic masculinity and all these different things, and all of that is causing us to look bad, the true gentlemen that are out there. So the goal for us with this podcast is to make it so that where most men are more aware of what is expected of them and how it's for the betterment of them to live in society amongst men and women today.
You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait for until things get more established. I want to do the fashion stuff. I want to look at fashion. I want to
Yeah.
look at fine places to eat.
Yeah.
How to be a good co-parent. How
Yeah.
can you be a father
Yeah.
dealing with a not so cooperative children's mother? I'm gonna change my language too. I'm not gonna say baby mama. I'm not gonna use
I'm
all
saying
those derogatory terms. Our
they don't like it
children's
either.
mother and be better. Because trust me,
Yeah.
I know at the end of the day, oh, he's not nothing. He ain't blah blah blah. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna respond to that. I'm not going to respond, but there's going to be time for us to respond. But what I want to help have that dialogue from both of us, as well as the things we're going to watch. We're going to have videos. We're going to have audio. We're going to have different things we bring into the mix. We're going to have different people,
Different
professionals,
people,
friends of ours, colleagues. I don't care the race. I don't care the political
men
affiliation.
and women.
Let's include everybody and have these real conversations.
Right.
Yes, there are conversations like this happening right now, but your work of life, which we're going to get to later on, not
Yeah.
now, but later on, my work of life, we've seen things and we've done things
Yes, we
that
have.
that we have learned to be better for. At the
Correct.
end of the day, it's about taking all those negative opportunities, those negative everyday things, and learn that. Guess what? You gotta make it better right now, cause there is no tomorrow. Rock. There's no tomorrow. Rock.
No tomorrow. There's no
It's
tomorrow.
today.
Right.
You know what? I want you to tell me real quick that conversation we had, naming no names, about that young man who had a great college opportunity
Yeah.
because of how he treated his opportunities.
Right.
He may have squandered it. We can save it. We can save it. But just speak on that.
I'll give a quick on it, but it would be better if we touch on it later in the future when we have a bigger um, scale of what to talk about. But basically, this young man had the opportunity to take advantage of some sports and with grades and stuff like that. And through time passing, there was constantly a conversation about getting the grades up, getting the athletic capabilities up. And the time came and went, and before you know it, it was time to move on and start going to college. And when the time came to speak to these colleges, all the colleges were like, hey, how are the grades? And they gave the GPA, and the GPA was too low, and the colleges gave the yeah, no, that's not what we're looking for. And because that person didn't take advantage of the opportunities like he should have, things aren't looking so good. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It can be rectified, but the unfortunate thing about it is to have to rectify it when you could have taken care of it when the time came. Unfortunately, too many young people, young men and young women, are going through this. They're pushing off what they need to do today because they want to do it tomorrow or next week or whenever. And the problem with that is, before you know it, the time has come and gone, and the opportunity has walked away from you. Not to say that you'll never get the opportunity again, but the fact that you have to work that much harder to get the opportunity again is a problem. It slows down your progress. Where you could have been at this point at that moment, now you have to push yourself further to get to that point that you should have been last year.
Exactly. And I know me, I coach youth football for quite some time. I do a lot of speaking to young adults in their 20s, in the middle of college. And when I speak to a lot of the men and women, but it's the men that I feel more connected to, not because I'm a man and they're men, but when they express the opportunity that they had and how they were not convicted enough. Okay,
Right.
They were paying attention to the wrong distractions. They were paying attention to being fly. And I tell them, listen, you can have talent, you can have skill, you can have speed. You give me a person that's coachable, a person that does hard work, and they'll beat talent every
Anytime.
single time. Put in that grind, put in that work. And right now, especially those, I'm just gonna say it, I'm over 40, those that are 35 and younger, it's as if they're not putting in that grind, that work. They come across as if it's supposed to be. As if
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
expected.
all I have to do is 1, 2, and 3, and bam, here I am.
Nope. They
No.
don't want to put that work ethic in. They don't want to work that hard for it. They don't want it that bad. It's cool because everybody else is doing it. They're looking at the finished product of somebody else's hard work, but they don't look at that point between point A to point B. They see the end. They don't see what happened in between. They don't see the sweat, the sweat, blood, and tears. Let me tell you, one of my favorite quotes is, starve your distractions, feed your focus.
Starve your distractions, feed your focus.
Focus on that target and hit it because you focused on it. But if you allow your distractions to be fed by your time, you're losing out on what you're
You know, whose fault is that? Whose fault is it that that 25-year-old, 24-year-old, 35-year-old man is not hitting that target? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, do you think?
Because we're going to get off topic.
Man, I want to do that now.
Listen, we got a lot that we can talk
about.
There's a lot of blame that we could put, but we got to get to that slowly. We don't want to start bashing nobody tonight.
See, I don't think it's bashing. It's identifying.
Well, okay, if we're gonna identify it, then it's 100% the parents.
But it's the parents, it's us, it's you and me, and that's what this is about. Changing 100%. That narrative, creating 100%. That, pointing that finger. You know what's funny? Here's what people that don't like me tell me: I'm too loud. I'm too rah-rah.
You loud? No.
Okay, see that? I'm too loud. But here's what I am. I'm brutally honest with myself.
True.
Every morning, I look in the mirror and say, it's your fault.
Right.
What are you going to do about it?
What you going to do about it?
Now that I know it's my fault, now what? I'm not going to lay in bed. I'm not going to sit there. I have it. Oh,
we don't have time for that.
It's not my fault. It's their fault. I'm going to say, hey, it's my fault. I got to accept it. So at the end of the day, that's what I hope to accomplish with this Man-ish podcast.
Right.
Man-ish. You know, I posted something about my dad yesterday, and it was his birthday. And the caption was, stupid. Stop complaining. You're a man.
Right.
Now get to work.
Get to work.
That's it. Okay, so there's going to be time for vulnerability. Our vulnerability is an asset. It's not a detriment, but we have to identify it as that. And it's okay to talk about it. It's okay to understand it. It's okay to live through it, but it's not okay to use it to debilitate you. It should not stop you from being the best you.
All that you're saying, that's part of the list that we're about to go over. and it gives a breakdown for young men, even some older gentlemen, because we're never too old to learn new things. Sometimes I could say how much of an example I was. Growing up, I didn't learn things in an order. I kind of learned things backwards. My focus was more on women instead of learning to better myself. As time has grown, as time has passed, I've learned to shift that focus to make things more prioritized. What's more important to put it ahead. So with this list here, we're going to go over, we're going to start talking about some things that men and some young boys need to make themselves better.
Let's go.
The goal with this list right here is to help them to understand that there's a step, it's a process. It's not easy, but it's easy. You know, make sense?
No, but go.
All right, you ready? All right, first thing we're going to talk about is having a relationship with God. Too many people are living their life and just living. They're living with no purpose. They're not understanding what the reason of us being here for is. You know, we can't be here just to run around, make money, have sex, and have babies. That's not why we're on here.
All fine, by the way.
Right. But that's not why we're here. We're here for more than that.
Right.
And part of that, learning and understand everybody has a different purpose. Everybody's purpose is different. But part of your learning of what that purpose is that relationship with God. Once you get that relationship with God, you'll be able to get that purpose. Your mind will be open to more of what God wants you to do spiritually. What you got to say about that?
No. I don't want to go on because again, I'm trying to keep it short and concise and set up what we're going to be doing. So I'll comment on that later on. But continue. Next thing.
Next thing. Read self-improvement books. You know,
Is that a read? Hold on. Does audiobooks count?
They count, right? But keyword in there, book, audio book, self-improvement book, all of them, they help. Us as young men, and unfortunately, there's a lot of them that don't have fathers. And because you don't have fathers, you're not able to understand what it is to make yourself better. And part of the betterment of man is learning how to accept and humble yourself to look. There you go, get you a book.
CDs count?
Yep.
Putting in this old technology.
CDs, right? But listen, brother, there's a better way. You know, they got YouTube. They got MP3s. They got audio on Apple. You know, all these different things. You don't got to use CDs anymore.
Oh, I can use tape decks. I can use my Maxwell's.
Self-improvement is important because in order for you to become the better person that you should be, you have to learn the path that people have already taken. You got to understand that saying, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. Everybody, for the most part, that has made it and has been successful, there's something that they left behind. They left some golden nuggets, some breadcrumbs behind for you to understand how they did it. Most people, not every person that's made it to the top has turned around and said, let me help somebody else.
You know, it's funny. I'm gonna get 30 seconds on that. Here's what you're saying right now that is cool. I think some of the biggest people we have right now are leaving us breadcrumbs. And sometimes you just can't look at it and just wait for them to say, pay attention. Just watch them. Okay? I mean, you named a celebrity right now, you can't be sideways without someone watching, commenting, and having some opinion on it. So even that is a breadcrumb on what not to do, not just what to do. So yes, of course. Go ahead. Next thing, number three.
Next thing, get physically fit and good hygiene. Now.
Wait, what?
And good hygiene. Physical
hygiene.
Hygiene. Yes. Too many of our young men nowadays are overweight.
You keep saying young men, old men too. And when I mean old, I mean
my bad. I'm just in their 40s, what is that?
In their 30s. In their 40s and 30s, you know, everybody's slacking off. They claim that they're too tired, or the type of job that they have takes away from the ability to. And as you know, we're gonna get into who we are and what we do. Right. There's always a way. There's always a way. So
and I mean, even creating the habit of doing something just 30 minutes. When you wake up in the morning, maybe wake up 30 minutes earlier, do some sit-ups, some push-ups. All those small things add to a better you in the future. But to live and not get physically fit, to live and not be clean and not keep your clothes clean, not keep your room clean, all those things, it leads to the detriment of you.
So I want to get into something
less desirable.
I have some dermatological people that do skincare. They're gonna. I already have two of them. A man and a woman, and they're gonna help us with the blackheads and the whiteheads and how to keep fresh and clean. I
Yeah,
need
yeah,
help,
yeah.
son. I need help,
Dermatologist. You
baby.
got
I
it. You
need
got it.
help.
I'm with you, cuz. I'm with you. Go ahead. All right, next one.
Like Terry Crews up in here.
Yeah. Next one. Get a few mentors. This was something I learned maybe 8, 10 years ago when I started network marketing. I never thought about getting a mentor, and I never thought about looking at somebody as, hey, let me follow their path, let me follow their lead and listen to them. And then when I got into network marketing, I started learning some of these successful people, they have no problem turning around and looking at you and saying, hey, I see something in you. Let me help you get to where I am right now. Because a lot of them want to turn around, put their hand out and help you come up. Now, what's unfortunate is sometimes people take advantage of that mentor, meaning if I'm your mentor and I'm taking the time out of my day to help you, understand that my time is valuable. So by you accepting me, mentoring you, you need to show some appreciation to these mentors, like taking them out to eat or something, giving them.
Hold on.
I'm not
Do
saying.
you believe in paying mentors, like paying dollars to mentors, or paying in a different type of way?
I do to a certain extent, because sometimes these mentors are out there just trying to make a buck. But there are mentors that are truly trying to help. And if they're stretched in different directions, the only way they're truly appreciated is not only by you telling them that you appreciate it, but appreciation is showing in small gifts, taking them to eat. One of my mentors, and understand, a mentor doesn't have to be just a male, because I had 2 female mentors and I had total of 6 mentors. And 3 of them I could touch, I could speak to, I had their phone numbers. The other 2 were online. So these are people that you follow on social media. There's mentors that are out there that you can just watch on an everyday basis, watch what they're doing, look at their posts, because sometimes they're just putting out information to help you get better. So a mentor doesn't have to be the physical person that you talk to, but the physical person that you do talk to, make sure you show them appreciation, because it's a lot for a person. So you got to imagine your mentor is going to be maybe a father, a brother, a husband. So their time is supposed to be with their family, and they're taking that time away from their family to give it to you. So don't forget to show that appreciation to that mentor. Yeah.
Next.
All right, next one is mental wellness checks. So I'm a veteran with the military, and I served in Afghanistan, and coming back, in my mind, I thought I was fine. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me. I thought I was good to go. So I came back and I went back to life like it was all good. But it took some time for me to step back and look at myself. And then I realized I had something wrong. There were some issues. And so because I did that, I was able to humble myself and make a decision to go seek counseling. And so in me seeking counseling, I was able to get out all the frustration and the anger out of me to be able to move forward. And a lot of people don't realize, whether it's a small trauma or large trauma, trauma does something to you. I'm going to give you an example, like a pressure cooker. Your mind and your spirit is bottled up inside of you. And as things happen to you, they start to build up. And if you do nothing about it, it can attack you some other way. It can become something that causes cancer in one of your body or whatever. All these things come from
Silent killer, brother. Silent killer.
Absolutely, 100%. And those things, I feel, when a man humbles himself and goes and seeks counseling, it is able to make him a better person to the world, a better person to his children, his partner. All these things are going to be made better because of that decision to seek counseling.
Okay, what's next?
Next one, learn to be dapper. Dapper. We have too many. Too many men do not take the time to make themselves look good. And when you're not looking good, you're looking bad.
Yeah, but you know what? You can be, because remember, now you and I from a different time, and now these younger people in these newer type of clothes, fashions, they're gonna be dapper for themselves. The only thing I know is you gotta be neat. Because again, I tried to buy clothes the other day. I'm telling you, everything I was looking at was like hip hugger this and hip hugger that and slim fit this. I got man thighs, bro. I got
Right.
man. Yeah, here, hear
I
that?
feel you.
That's muscles, muscles.
100%.
Okay,
Yeah,
I got
yeah, yeah.
man thighs. You put one of those skinny somethings on me, I look like a ham hock. Although I have great calves.
I
So
would know. I'm not looking. I can tell.
so it is proportionate, but
Yeah.
it's still like, am I wearing jeans or are these like leotards? So
Spandex.
and there's some guys I've seen wear these tight things, and the part is they got baby diapers in the back. You got soiled diapers, but they looking fresh.
Yeah.
They
Well,
looking fresh.
to
But
them.
you know what? Off topic, but I blame the ladies out there.
Oh, what now?
I blame the ladies. Because
I'm
if
gonna
you
have
no,
to.
for
I'm
real,
gonna,
if you have
wait.
if you have ladies saying
We're not gonna do too much blame today. But I feel you on the blame because if they didn't like it or accept it, it wouldn't happen. Like perfect example, the man wearing their pants hanging down. Listen, the more women got together and said, "Listen, I don't like it. You pull your pants up, or we're not going out." It wouldn't happen anymore because most men do the things they do because of women.
fly. I know this dude. This dude was 6'5", okay, 280 pounds, diesel, Fendi, everything, the new man pouch Fendi. And we're talking, he had to get his pants. I'm sorry, he had to get his wallet. He had to touch his ankles. He was gonna do a split. I thought he was doing a breakdance move. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He was going for his wallet by his ankles. I said, my friend. I didn't address him. I was, in my mind, I was like, are you serious? And the young lady he was with, very well kept, nails out to here. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you guys are good with this. But to
And
each
she
his
thought it
own.
was looking like it was normal.
But the point I'm trying to make is where they were. I mean, again, hey, we're gonna be what we are gonna be. We're gonna do what we're gonna do. We're gonna experience life. But it was like, really, you really want to be that's comfortable going down to your ankles to pick, or
We gotta
the
fix
or the
that.
middle of your hamstring,
Right.
or to your hamstring to get your wallet. Really?
Yeah, we gotta fix
But
that.
it's all good. So I'm sorry. Next, next,
Next.
next.
Learn how to cook and clean. Listen.
Now you're going too far. You're
No,
going too far. Hey, hold on. Let's go back. Wait, you didn't tell me you were going to talk about cooking and cleaning, which I do very well. But
Yes,
okay,
me too.
all
You
right.
need to
Cooking
learn
and
to cook
cleaning.
and clean.
Okay, so we need to have some episodes on how to cook and clean, or what happens, or the persona of cooking and cleaning. I mean, here's the thing. I know there's things like cleanliness is next to godliness. I have female friends who are single, and when they walk into the dudes that they're might be amorous with, they're like garbage smell that turns them off a little bit. So I guess that all goes part of being clean. But okay, I guess that's
Well,
part of the mind focus and the mental focus, and we don't
we're
have
talking about
to.
hygiene. Cooking and cleaning I'm talking about is the cooking and cleaning in their house.
Yeah.
Hygiene is a different story. If a woman's with you and you stink, that's a problem. But if you're clean and your house is a mess, that's a no-go. If you have someone coming over to visit you and your house is a mess, that is a total negative. I mean, to most women, because there's some women that will accept it. They're just going to be happy just to be in your place. But the more of us that learn to cook and clean, the more we show that we're independent, and then we're going to be able to join with a partner and become interdependent. And so the more men learn to cook and clean, the better off they'll be. So that's another thing. And I mean, we can definitely do some courses on cooking and cleaning. I think the more we can do to better them, the better. So learn about 30% of everything. Now, there's that saying, a jack of all trade and all that stuff.
Master of none. That's
Master
fine.
of none. I don't think it should be that. I think every man should learn to be handy in the house, learn some mechanics, maybe change your oil, give your car a tune-up, because a lot of these things are a lot more simpler than they think. And when you learn to do that, you become more of a manly man, to me. Because
let's say become more well-rounded. I'm telling you, I know how to do all that stuff, but I'm trying to provide some work in the community.
Well,
So
for
I
sure,
might pay
I
somebody
have
to
no
do that.
problem with that. I have no problem with that.
But I have been stuck at night somewhere. I have been stuck at 3 a.m. with a
Right,
flat tire or with a situation with the radiator, and being hands on to some degree allow me to help myself and others
right,
around me. So definitely, I feel that.
absolutely.
Okay.
And in your house, I have no problem with you ordering or helping paying for somebody to do it. But sometimes you paying for them is cutting you short of a capability that you could have. It's easy to paint, to do some drywall, all these things. I'm saying learn 30% of something. So that way you learn about taxes, you learn about cryptocurrency, you learn about the stock market. All these things are more of a
Current
benefit to you.
affairs.
Yeah, absolutely. Current affairs.
Like, you know
I
what?
mean, politics, with all that's been going on in the world, people should know. People should know a little bit of
Yeah,
what's going
yeah.
on. So that way, when a conversation comes up, if you're somewhere, you can be a part of that conversation.
Right. Okay. Next. Man, you got a lot of stuff on you have a lot of stuff on your list.
Listen, to become a better
This
man
is
takes a
an
lot.
introduction, bro.
Listen, they need to know.
Holy smokes.
Learn about finances. We already touched on that. Learn about cryptocurrency, banking, learning how to start a business.
How to
All these
save.
things are something that they need to. Me, growing up, I didn't learn that. I had to learn that the hard way from someone else. But part of this in what we're going to be doing on this podcast is teaching you how to start your business, teaching you about financing, cryptocurrency.
Next. So introduction.
Learn about stocks and cryptocurrency. We already talked about that. Learn how to be handy in the house. We talked about that.
See, now you're repeating yourself, man.
Purchase, rental properties, different things like that. So that's a part of finance.
Okay.
And last but not least, and there's definitely going to be more. This is just kind of an introduction.
The ladies, how to talk to the count.
Date women who are deserving of your time.
Let's look get somebody in trouble.
Listen, there are women out there that want your time and they're willing to take your time, but they're not deserving of your time. And understand what I mean by that. A woman that's deserving of your time is going to be willing to do more in the relationship, not just sit there and wait for the benefits. A woman that's willing to take you out, a woman that's willing to, let's say you're sick, come and bring you some soup or something, to bring you some.
Man, you asking for too much. I'm sorry. Now you asking for a lot, bro.
A woman that listen, a woman that when you roll up to the gas station, she has no problem hopping out, sticking her card in to put some gas.
Oh, yo, listen, we're going too far. Let's not.
Listen. Not that you need it, but that's her willing to show you that she appreciates being with you.
Holy smokes!
Yes, brother. Yes. A woman that is okay with coming to your house and making your bed, doing the dishes without you having to say something.
Crazy.
That's the woman that you want in your life, not the woman that comes over and just clops.
So this is gonna be about how to pick the right lady, right?
What about it?
How to pick the right woman for you? How to date right? Okay.
Listen, if you have the wrong woman, you're
gonna. I made mistakes, brother. Woo! So let me. You know what? Let me receive it. You're right. All right. Next.
I'm saying that's it for now.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know what it's gonna end up being, but there's a lot going on here. Yes. But like being a man and man-ish stuff. There's a lot going on. You know what? You know, I'm as you know, I do mediation, I do conflict resolution, strategizing, and implicit bias training and diversity, all that other cool stuff. Right. I do this one thing called co-parenting with the enemy, right? So in that, my point is, my favorite superhero, Spider-Man. So I want to be that friendly neighborhood guy, friendly neighborhood manish guy that has all these webs that we could combine and figure out, like you said, bring all these things together and create something where people could come in, hear, vibe, learn, contribute, and be better. Right. And be that influencer, or be that encourager, or be that thing in the very communities that we find ourselves. Be that light, be that man-ish type of person that can be that inspiration for others. So let's wrap this up for right now. I want to say thank you. Any final words before we end this one?
Yeah, listen. Thank you for those of you who watch this. We are we appreciate it. We know you don't have to watch this show. You don't have to
Yeah, they do.
part of our you don't have to be a part of our managed podcast,
Yeah, they do.
but we would ask that you like, comment, and subscribe to our page. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're there. We're going to be posting things daily about the betterment of you, and we want you to understand that all the negative things that people have said to you in the past about maybe you ain't shit or whatever they've said, it's not necessarily true. Sometimes you just don't know any better. And when you don't know no better, you can't do any better. So what our goal is to help you to do better, to make better choices, to lead you to on a better path for a better future.
Amen. Amen.
We appreciate you coming through, and we're looking forward to doing more content to get you excited about what the future is going to bring for you and for us.
As we stay on the vibe and be on our man-ish.
Right on.
All right, bye-bye. Love you, cousin. Bye.